The whispers from ancient ruins speak of a crown that became a cage. What if true dominion is found not in conquest but in humble surrender? A king's brutal journey from gilded throne to wild fields where an unshakable life was forged in crucible, not comfort. In the annals of forgotten empires where dust now claims what once glittered, stands a stark testament to the human soul's eternal struggle, the tale of Babylon. Not merely a city of colossal walls and hanging gardens, but a monument to the towering ambition that often eclipses wisdom. At its zenith, King Nebuchadnezzar, a man whose word was law, whose glory seemed to defy the very heavens. He was a titan, yet unknowingly a prisoner. For what is true power if not the unwavering command over one's own soul, rather than the fleeting dominion over earthly kingdoms? He believed his empire was eternal, an unshakable fortress against time's relentless march. Yet, as the Stoics understood, that which is external is beyond our ultimate control. His reign, a golden facade, masked a profound vulnerability, the unexamined heart. Amidst this splendor, unseen by the king's arrogant gaze, walked a people in chains, captives from Jerusalem. Among them, 4 young souls, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, stripped of their homeland, their freedom, their very names. They carried within them an invisible kingdom, a faith unyielding, a discipline honed by adversity. While Nebuchadnezzar sought to command the world, these young men cultivated an inner citadel, an unshakable core built not on bronze and gold, but on conviction and trust in a power far greater than any earthly throne. Their quiet resilience was a silent rebellion against the illusion of the king's absolute control, a seed of truth planted in the heart of Babylon. One night, the king's slumber was shattered by a dream, a tormenting vision that wrestled with his very spirit. He awoke in a cold sweat, the images vivid but elusive. He summoned his wise men, his seers, demanding not just an interpretation, but the dream itself. His decree was absolute: reveal the hidden truth or face death. Panic seized the court, for who could fathom the depths of a king's subconscious, let alone its divine message? But amidst the terror, Daniel, calm in the face of chaos, offered a different path, an appeal to the God of heaven, the revealer of secrets. This was the Stoic principle in action: distinguish what is within your control. Daniel chose inner resolve, trusting in a higher wisdom. That night, the veil was lifted. Daniel received the revelation, a cosmic blueprint of empires. Before the trembling king, he spoke not of his own wisdom, but of the God who rules above all. He described a colossal statue, a head of gold, chest of silver, belly of bronze, legs of iron, and feet of iron mixed with clay. Then, a stone cut by no human hand struck the statue's feet, shattering it into dust, and itself became a mountain, filling the earth. Nebuchadnezzar, aghast, recognized every detail. The interpretation was chilling. You, O king, are the head of gold, but after you, other kingdoms will rise and fall, until the God of heaven establishes a kingdom that will never be destroyed. This was the ultimate memento mori for an empire, a declaration of the impermanence of all worldly power. The king's heart, though acknowledging God's supremacy, still harbored the serpent of pride. He had seen the truth, but resisted its profound implication. True glory belongs not to man, but to the eternal. His initial reverence was merely a momentary tremor, not a surrender. The seed of pride, though shaken, was not uprooted. The king, chafing at being merely a head of gold in a fleeting prophecy, decided to rewrite his destiny. He commanded the construction of a monstrous golden idol, not just a head, but the entire statue, crowned 2 foot, gleaming in defiant splendor on the plain of Dura. It was a tangible manifestation of his unbridled ego, a challenge hurled at the very heavens. On the appointed day, nations gathered, trumpets blared, and a chilling decree echoed: bow down and worship, or face the consuming flames of a fiery furnace. This was a test of allegiance, a forced compromise of conscience. Yet, as the instruments swelled and the multitude prostrated themselves, 3 figures stood resolute: Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, known in Babylon as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Their eyes were fixed, not on the shimmering idol, but on the invisible heaven above. Their conviction was an unshakable inner citadel, forged by faith and stoic courage. Confronted by the furious king, they spoke with serene power: O Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves. The God we serve can deliver us. But even if he does not, be assured, O king, "We will not serve your gods or worship the image you have set up." This was the ultimate expression of internal freedom, of choosing virtue and integrity over the fear of death. The king, enraged, commanded the furnace to be heated 7 times hotter. Soldiers consumed by the inferno perished, yet the 3 young men were cast into the roaring flames. But the fire meant to consume became a stage for a divine miracle. Nebuchadnezzar, peering into the abyss, saw not 3 men burning, but 4, unbound and unharmed, walking in the heart of the flames. And the 4th looks like a son of the gods. The inferno had become a sanctuary, the ultimate test, a profound revelation. The young men emerged without a singed hair, without even the smell of smoke. The king, humbled by this undeniable display of divine power, proclaimed God's greatness. Yet, in his heart, the battle for true surrender was not yet won. He acknowledged a mysterious force, but still wrestled with his own sovereignty, seeking to comprehend rather than yield. The fire had touched his mind, but not yet fully purged his soul. Even after the miracle of the furnace, Nebuchadnezzar's heart remained a fortress of pride. He walked his marble halls, contemplating the inexplicable power he had witnessed, yet still asking, "Why me? Why show me signs but not take my scepter?" He was intrigued but not yet surrendered. And so, the heavens prepared a deeper lesson. One night, another dream seized him, a colossal tree reaching to the sky, sheltering all creatures, its fruits feeding the world. Then, a voice from above commanded, "Cut down the tree, yet leave the stump with its roots in the earth, bound with iron and bronze, until 7 times pass over it, and it recognizes that the Most High rules the kingdom of men." Daniel, once more summoned, received the chilling task of interpreting this vision. His face grave, he spoke with sorrow. "The tree you saw, O king, is you. You will be driven away from people and live with the wild animals. You will eat grass like the oxen until you acknowledge that the Most High is sovereign over all kingdoms on earth." But a glimmer of hope remained. The stump would be preserved, signifying eventual restoration if he repented. Daniel's advice was a plea for a Stoic and Christian transformation. Renounce your sins by doing what is right, and your wickedness by being kind to the oppressed. It may be that your prosperity will continue. This was the path to inner tranquility, offered freely, but the king, gazing at his magnificent city, clenched his fists. How can the greatest king be compared to a felled tree? Babylon is eternal, and I am its crown. His pride, like a raging fever, clung to the illusion of self-made glory, refusing the humility that leads to true strength. A year passed, a period of deceptive calm. Nebuchadnezzar continued his opulent life, building more palaces, basking in acclamation, his heart deaf to the divine warning. He believed he had escaped the prophecy, that his will was stronger than fate. Then, one fateful afternoon, from the royal terrace, gazing upon his golden city, he made the ultimate boast, "Is not this the great Babylon I have built, as my royal residence by my mighty power, and for the glory of my majesty?" The words still hung in the air, when a voice from heaven tore through the silence. "This is what is decreed for you. King Nebuchadnezzar, your royal authority has been taken from you." His body convulsed, his mind plunged into darkness. The eyes that once held the world in their gaze now lost all reason. The king, the absolute sovereign, fell, tearing at his royal robes, a wild beast emerging from the man. He was driven from his palace, cast into the wilderness, his kingdom dissolved in the maelstrom of his own madness. This was the ultimate lesson in relinquishing control. All external possessions, titles, and perceived power were stripped away. He became one with the wild beasts, his hair like eagle's feathers, his nails like bird's claws, eating grass like oxen. The grandest king was reduced to the bare essence of humanity, humbled to the dust from which he came. His mind, once consumed by arrogance, was now a desolate landscape, mirroring the fields he roamed. Days turned into months, months into years. 7 times passed over the broken king. His body became a living testament to his defiance, his mind a labyrinth of shadows. But in the grand cosmic design, suffering is often the crucible through which transformation emerges. Stripped of everything, with no external distraction, his soul was prepared. Then, one serene morning, as the sun kissed the golden fields, something shifted. Nebuchadnezzar, the man who was beast, slowly, painfully, lifted his eyes to heaven. In that singular moment, the clouds of madness dissipated. A breath of reason, a spark of recognition, ignited his soul. He murmured with newfound clarity, "The heavens rule." And in that instant, his reason was restored. The animal within him quieted, and the man, the king, re-emerged. He fell to the earth, not in pride, but in profound repentance, his tears mingling with the dust of his humiliation. He had finally embraced the truth Daniel had spoken. True sovereignty belongs to God alone. His physical restoration mirrored a deeper spiritual rebirth. He was led back to his palace, clothed anew, cleansed, but the king who returned was not the same. His walk was no longer inflated with arrogance, but imbued with the quiet strength of one who had faced the abyss and found mercy. His throne, once a symbol of his ego, now represented a second chance, a platform for profound testimony. Before his gathered court and people, Nebuchadnezzar did not proclaim his own glory, but sang a hymn of surrender. "I, Nebuchadnezzar, raised my eyes to heaven, and my sanity was restored. I blessed the Most High. His dominion is an eternal dominion. His kingdom endures from generation to generation." His words, once decrees of power, now echoed with eternal truth. The people who had feared his might now revered his wisdom, a wisdom born from profound suffering and humble surrender. He knew his story was not just his own, but a beacon for all who seek an unshakable life. He established new decrees, rooted in justice and mercy. The temples of idols diminished, and the palace gates opened to the humble. On the very terrace where he once boasted, he now stood in quiet contemplation, Daniel by his side. "Here was my fall," he mused. "Here too begins my true testimony." His final proclamation, shared throughout his empire, was not a threat but a loving warning. Imbued with the weight of a life shattered and remade, "Let it be known throughout my empire. The heavens rule, pride leads to a fall, and the Most High can humble those who walk in arrogance." In his final years, the fearsome conqueror transformed into a wise sovereign. He had tasted the dust of humiliation and found true glory in humility. His life became a living parable, that the human heart, no matter how elevated by power or darkened by pride, can be broken open by divine grace and suffering, leading to an unshakable inner peace, a life rooted in eternal truths, guided by humble wisdom, and ready to face any challenge, for it has faced the ultimate challenge within itself. His legacy was not the colossal walls of Babylon, but the profound truth etched upon his soul: the Most High rules. King Nebuchadnezzar's journey from towering ambition to humble surrender reminds us that true power is found not in dominion over others, but in mastery over ourselves. In a world full of distractions and fleeting desires, are you seeking that unshakable inner peace, that profound wisdom to navigate life's greatest challenges? Just as Nebuchadnezzar eventually discovered, understanding the foundation of our faith and developing inner resilience are crucial for a truly meaningful existence. To deepen your own journey toward an unshakable life, I highly recommend these essential resources. For those seeking intellectual and spiritual clarity, C.S. Lewis's Mere Christianity offers a powerful and rational case for the Christian faith, helping you understand the very core beliefs that guided Nebuchadnezzar's ultimate transformation, and to cultivate the practical wisdom that builds an inner citadel against life's storms. Explore The Daily Stoic and Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. These profound works provide daily insights and enduring principles for self-discipline, resilience, and finding serenity amidst chaos. They are not just books, they are your guides to living with purpose and integrity every single day. Don't just hear the story, live the wisdom. Empower your own Christian Stoic journey today. Find Mere Christianity, The Daily Stoic and Meditations by Marcus Aurelius through the links in the description below. Click now and take the next step toward your own unshakable life.